self-aware and have that awareness to work smart and know my strengths and weaknesses and know what I need to work on while also over-delivering, that's like the perfect candidate right there. Hey guys, this is Ryan from resume2offer.com. Hope everyone's having a great, happy Friday. And today we're gonna be talking about a few ways, usually 3 ways, that you can basically stand out. How do you make a good first impression to the hiring manager, okay? Very essential stuff. If this is your first time in this channel, welcome. I'm a tech hiring manager, a tech recruiter, tech talent acquisition for the last 12 years. And I've also been an SDR and AE, so I kind of know both sides of the equation, especially if you're trying to get into cybersecurity sales, tech sales, and you want some extra, advice on this subject. This is probably the place to be. So, we're gonna talk about how to make a good first impression and maybe a few tips. I'm gonna give you guys 3 tips that you can do. So first off, everybody always gets this really, really wrong, but the 2 most common questions that the hiring manager asks right at the beginning of the interview. Number 1 is, tell me about yourself. That's like the number 1 question. And number 2, what do you know about our company so far? Okay? Tell me about yourself is one that obviously you've rehearsed, you talk about it's easy to talk about themselves, right? Because everybody's sweetest thing to talk about is themselves. So what do you do in that situation? But also more importantly, what do you do about when they ask you, what do you know about our company? This is one that 95% of the candidates that I run into don't do a good job of, or they don't do their research. Very, very, very important. So what can you do in this situation? The way you do this is by you overload them with the amount of knowledge and preparation that you did for the interview, okay? Common ones that I get are either they don't know, they don't know much about it, or they know maybe very, very basic information. They know like maybe a product line, a little bit. What you wanna do instead is talk a little bit about the beginning of the company, where the company is now, and where they're going in the future. So what do you know about the company? Sure, I know you guys were founded in this year. By this person in this area. I know this is kind of where you guys started, how you kind of get into the marketplace. These are your first customers. Currently, you're at the size of X amount of employees. You're at like 759. I know you guys are your next seed of funding. I know this is your product lines. And then also like kind of where you're going to territory. And then future-wise, you let them know. And I know this is also about your core values and your mission statement. If you lined up that on a timeline and basically delivered it to the hiring manager, I think they're gonna be pretty blown away. You did your preparation, you did your research. Now you wanna make sure that you answer this also within a 1 to 2 minute segment, okay? You don't wanna be droning on and on and on. So make sure about timing and brevity is actually very, very important. But you overload on the knowledge bank that you actually did this. And then, as I take my coffee, I know I'm tired today. I was doing baby classes last night with my wife, so we were up till 10 o'clock. Anyway, so the second thing you want to make sure you do is then selling yourself. So how do you sell yourself? This is sales 101, okay? You have to sell yourself first. If you can't sell yourself, they're not going to believe that you're going to be able to sell their product. So you got to work on making sure that you stand out. You want to make sure that you present yourself, and the vibe you're going for is that you are hungry, you're a go-getter, but also you're teachable. You're really open for information. You are the perfect student. You are a sponge. You just want to absorb all the information and learn. You're open to feedback and you're ready to keep progressing bit by bit by bit. That's the vibe you want to be going to when you present yourself. The way you do that is you let them know how much you actually, not so much about yourself also, but what you like about their company. What makes them unique? Why did you choose them? Why are you interviewing with them? Is it something about their product line, their leadership, the industry they're in? The company culture is another good one. But you wanna make sure you talk about yourself, of course, kind of like why you're there, but also talk a little bit about them on like, hey, this is why I think it's a win-win relationship, okay? You also wanna talk a little bit about the motivation beyond, okay? Money's good. A lot of people get into tech sales because of the money factor. However, you want to make sure that you're talking a little bit more about the why, the motivation beyond it. Where do you want to be in 2 to 5 years from now? Do you want to become a better person? Do you want to be a better public speaker? Do you have other aspirations that you want to get into in leadership, in technical skills, okay? As a recruiter, I also get paid based on the person staying there and the retention factor, as well as the overall growth of the company. So when I'm like choosing a candidate to like partner with me, I'm looking beyond like, okay, as soon as they make a lot of money, are they just gonna ditch us? Or are they gonna be here for the long term? I don't plan on you being here for 20 years, but I am trying to look at you, are you gonna be here for the next 2 to 5 years? And what is that solid reason and motivation why, right? Why, it's gotta be a little bit deeper than just money. So just a heads up on that one. And then the third tip I can leave you with, as I take my swig of coffee, third tip I can leave you with is they're always like, what separates you from everybody else that we're talking to? What is like a good answer to this if they kind of ask you this? You want to make sure one of the most common problems that employers are talking about is the fact that they believe that the younger generation doesn't work hard. They don't have gumption. They don't have a strong work ethic. So what you want to talk about is the opposite of that. You want to talk about, I will go, hey, something that'll stand out about me, I will put in the time. I already have the plan mapped out. I know the metrics in order to get there. I know the roadmap. I am willing to work hard, but also working smart. You want that balance. And it's a great answer to do. If I believe that you have like, hey, I'm ready to work, but also I'm very self-aware and have that awareness to work smart and know my strengths and weaknesses and know what I need to work on while also over-delivering, that's like the perfect candidate right there, okay? So strongly recommend you kind of weave that into your interview skills when you're presenting. Again, just to summarize, kill them, over-deliver on the knowledge. Make sure to do that preparation. And you only need to do 15 minutes, really, you can find out all this information. So make sure you do that. Second thing is selling yourself first, right? Yes, talk about key achievements, what you left behind, a little bit about yourself, what makes you unique, but also talk a little bit about them. Why are you so interested in their company? And it can't just be, don't be just general. It's like, well, because you're interviewing me. It's got to be actually something a little bit deeper than that. There has to be stronger motivation. And then the third one is obviously, what separates you from everybody else. You want to be able to talk a little bit more on how much you will work hard, you have a strong work ethic, and you're going to work smart. You're always willing to sharpen your skills, okay? So I hope that helps. Feel free to check out some of the I have tons of different resources in the description below. You can check out my website. You can get free resumes there. Also a list of certain services that I provide if you are looking for your own custom ATS resume, check that out. Definitely check out, obviously I partner with Higher Levels. If you're looking for the best tech sales, bootcamp, and networking I've seen in the market, where people are getting actual jobs every other day, even remote jobs, I would recommend checking that out. You can check out in the description. If you use my referral link, you get a free one-on-one with me for 60 minutes, and you get 10% off. And then the third one, Pathrise is also a good one where you can get a little bit of free consulting. And the other one is the Mastermind. If you're looking to just get better in every area, check out Global Information Network. You can check out the description below what it is. And I give you guys a little bit of some extra help there too. Okay? So I hope that helps. Have a wonderful Friday. I'm going to go watch Wolverine and Deadpool, not to be too nerdy, but I'm excited about that. I'm going to do that tonight with the wife. And then this weekend, I think we're doing stand-up paddleboarding. So it'll be a good weekend. All right, guys, take care and have a good one. Cheers.